Hi there, and welcome to this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV on this Thanksgiving Day. Isn't it amazing how hard I work coming in on a holiday just to get you this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV? Okay, I admit, we pre-recorded this one, but hope you had a great long weekend and that you've got lots and lots to be thankful for. I know I do. So what's coming up on this week's episode? Well, for our business breakthrough, I'm going to share a lesson from Dragon's Den, Robert Herjavec, about working with partners and starting to do business relationships like that. For our real estate tips, I'm going to be sharing a couple of my favorite real estate investing books. And for our Mindset Minute, I'm going to take a lesson from my mentor, Dan Kennedy. Stay tuned. All right, so for this week's business breakthrough, again, we're revisiting Robert Herjavec and his book, Driven. And I was just reading recently the chapter that he has on starting business partnerships, 6 steps to successful business partnerships. Now, I've had a few different business partnerships, and they haven't always worked out properly. And that's probably because I got into them improperly, didn't do the proper due diligence, didn't have things set up correctly in the first place. So I wish I had Robert's advice way back when. But anyhow, better late than never. So a couple of his tips here about setting up a good partnership are: speak a little and listen a lot. Well, that kind of goes well with almost anything. So listen more than you speak, and look for clues and cues with how your potential business partner talks to get an idea of what they're like as a person. Exchange resumes. What? No, you're not looking for a job. You're not going to be offering them a job. However, you do want to see what each other's backgrounds are to know if you've got the proper qualifications and experience to move ahead with the business partnership you're about to start in on. Check references. Again, you're not looking to hire this person, but this is like having a very valuable employee on your team. This is going to be a business partner. It's worthwhile to check references and make sure that they are a stand-up person who does what they say they're going to do. Look into their background. Ooh, that's getting a little bit in-depth, isn't it? But hey, if you're going to be investing a lot of money, time, and effort into a new business venture, fair enough, you should know a little bit about the other person's background. Criminal record check, have they been bankrupt, why did it happen, that sort of thing. It's not too much to ask, especially if you're getting into a significant business relationship. He suggests employ 2 lawyers, yours and theirs, right? So you want to make sure that your lawyer looks over all of the paperwork before you sign off on anything. And the last but not least, he says, never assign or accept exclusive tasks. That was a big breakthrough for me because I was always looking at business relationships. You want different people who have different strengths, which is true, focusing on different tasks, which is true as well. However, they shouldn't be exclusive. That means that even though somebody else might be in charge of the finances, another person might be in charge of the marketing, another person might be in charge of the operations, you should all have a say in the overall running of the company. You need to be aware of how things are working financially, operationally, marketing, sales, etc. And your opinion should be valid as well. So great suggestions, great ideas from Robert Herjavec, and that's your business breakthrough for this week. Okay, so for this week's real estate tips, I want to share a question that came up at the last Rent-to-Own summit that we had here in August in Kamloops. And one of the students said, Dave, if you could recommend one book on real estate investing, what would it be? What's your favorite book on real estate investing? And it really kind of took me aback because I couldn't come up with one book. And I think that's an improper question. The most successful people that I know, when they become interested in something, they swarm all over it. So for example, right now I'm looking at a new real estate investing possibility. So I'm going to be I've already invested a couple $100 in books from Amazon that are getting shipped to me as we speak. I'm going to invest another probably several $100s to $1,000 in different little courses and home study things about this particular area of real estate investing, because if I'm going to get into it, I think having a good overall view of the whole thing is very important. So getting back to what are my favorite books on real estate investing, it depends on what kind of real estate investing you want to do. So for this week, we'll talk about the basics. So I'm assuming if you're watching this, you are Canadian and you are in Canada. So I would suggest whatever books that you get about real estate investing be focused on the Canadian market. So a very good place to start is Don Campbell, who's the president of the Real Estate Investment Network, REIN, has the #1 bestseller called Real Estate Investing in Canada. I don't have that one handy, but I have his book, 97 Tips for Canadian Real Estate Investors, which is also very good. So I would start with that, Real Estate Investing in Canada by Don Campbell. Very, very good overview of the whole thing. Another great book is The Canadian Real Estate Action Plan by our friend Peter Kinch, Canada's #1 mortgage broker. And this gives you a very good idea of how to set things up so you can build your portfolio properly from the very beginning. Now, as we speak, the mortgage rules are changing all the time. They're tightening up, they're loosening up. No, they're not loosening up right now, but eventually they probably will. So things are a little bit different than when Peter wrote the book. However, the concept is the same, the ideas are the same, and the suggestions are very, very good. So this is a good idea to read after you've got a basics of how real estate works. Then, of course, if you're looking for another good basic primer on basic real estate investing, Creative Real Estate Investing for Canadians by my good friend Ken Beaton and myself. Got to give us a plug as well. We've had great reviews about this book from novice and experienced investors. The newbies really like it because it's very laid out, very, very easy to follow, and the professional real estate investors like it as well because it's a good review of some stuff that they've probably forgotten. If you're interested in this book, it's easy. Just scroll down to your right. There should be a tab there, and you can get this book for free or very, very close to it. All right, so those are the books that I recommend as far as newbies or getting started in basic real estate investing in Canada. Okay, and for our Mindset Minute, I'm going to talk about a concept that I was reading about recently from my mentor, Dan Kennedy, phenomenal marketer, very, very sharp business person as well. And his statement is, I'll have to look over at my notes here, is how you deal with failure will determine whether or not you can deal with success. How you deal with failure will determine whether or not you can deal with success. And as entrepreneurs, as real estate investors, as self-employed professionals, we have to deal with the fact we're going to fail a lot. It's just part of the game. It's part of the way life works. And it's not whether or not we're going to fail. We are going to fail. It's how you deal with it when it happens. So if a failure completely crushes you and you cannot move ahead, you're probably not geared up to be an entrepreneur. You should stick with your job. However, if you can deal with failure, learn from it, and move ahead with it, then that's definitely what you need to be. That's the skill that you need to have to be successful. Because at the end of the day, we learn a heck of a lot more from our failures than we do from our successes. As long as we don't keep making the same mistakes over and over again, we will learn from them and improve for the next time. The other idea is we can become super successful if we figure out a way to turn those failures into opportunities. So when we see something that doesn't work, when we try something that doesn't work, instead of just notching it up to experience, is there an opportunity within that failure or within that problem? So that's your Mindset Minute for this week. Okay, once again, I want to wish you a very, very happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. What's going on? Well, our next Canadian Profits online presentation or webinar is going to be happening next Tuesday, October the 16th, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific. And our special guest is Canada's #1 expert in getting free money from the government and through grants. Title of the presentation is Your Combination to Canada's Free Money Vault. And again, that's with Chris Johnson. So I encourage you to sign up. Check that out at CanadianProfitsWebinar.ca. And if you're not available on the 16th, but you are interested in this topic, go ahead and register anyhow, and that way we'll let you know when the replay is available. What else is going on? Well, we're getting closer and closer to this year's Fast Track Super Conference. It's October 26th, 27th, 28th in Edmonton. Check it all out at fasttracksuperconference.com. Our big headliner is none other than Rich Dad himself, Robert Kiyosaki, who's going to be doing a full one-day workshop with everybody there. I'm really looking forward to that and hope to see you there as well. Take care. All right, everybody, this is Dave Dubois with Canadian Profits here with Tracy, our lovely assistant, and our new member of the team, Aman. Aman, say hi to everybody. Aman is our new bookkeeper, all the way straight from India. So welcome, Aman, and it's going to be your privilege to make the drawing for the winners. We got 3 lucky winners of our September back-to-school contest, back-to-school quiz contest with our Canadian Profits members. So, Aman, pick the first winner, please. All right, first winner. And what are you winning? You are winning a Google, help me with this, Wagner.
Google Nexus tablet.
A Google Nexus tablet, which is like even better than an iPad, according to Wagner. Oh, it's going to warm your heart way up north there. It's Rial Chartrand from Fort McMurray. Rial, you are one of the lucky winners, my friend. Congratulations. You're going to be getting one of these Google Nexus whatever sent straight to your door as soon as we can get it to you. Okay, next one. Let's see. Number 2. Winner number 2. We got 3 winners this time, not just one. And everybody wins a Google Nexus tricky thing. All right, next winner, Brad McCollum. Let's make sure, just so you don't think we're cheating. There we go. Brad McCollum. Congratulations, Brad. And our third, last but not least, winner of a Google Nexus tablet, Rudy Roeder. Good to see you. All familiar names, people who participate in all of the contests. So thanks you guys for your participation. Rudy Roeder won the 3rd of our 3 Google Nexus tablets. Congratulations. Thank you everyone who participated, and make sure you keep participating in the Canadian Profits quizzes and contests, because you could be our next big winner. Take care.